Good morning, everyone. This is Jishnu from Pantech Solution. So today we are going to see regarding recent trend in robotics, and today it is hosted in the name of Rao Bahadur Y Mahabaleswarappa Engineering College, Bellary. So I thank all the patrons as well as the particular coordinators of this program. So I sincerely thank Sri J.S. Basavaraj sir, Chairman of RYMEC Bellary, Sri K.M. Shivamurthy sir, GB member, Sri Aravatagi Prabhu sir, GB chairman, Dr. K. Virish sir, principal of RYMC College, convener Dr. Kori Nagaraj, professor and head of the department, and coordinator Dr. Veerabhadrappa Alagur sir, associate professor. So I thank all the patrons for providing this wonderful opportunity to conduct webinar, especially regarding towards recent trends in robotics, which is more useful for the side of mechanical, triple E and ECE. So the main host this particular program is for these three departments, because this is a recent trend and upcoming trend which can be seen as an imaginary level in many of the some advertisements, and at the same time these are going to be really implemented in all the industries. Rao Bahadur Y Mahabaleswarappa Engineering College was established in the year of 1980 under the aegis Veerasaiva Vidyartha Sangha Ballari. It is located in sprawling campus over 62 acres of land. The Ballari city is situated 50 kilometers from Guntakal junction and 300 kilometers from Bengaluru. It is well connected with road as well as railways to the parts of India. Mechanical engineering program established in the year of 1980 with present intake of 120 students of UG program, 18 plus 80 for 2 PG programs in thermal power engineering. Department has established a Center for Invention, Innovation, Incubation and Training in association with the Tata Technologies Limited, Pune. So once again I thank RYMEC College, Bellary for providing this wonderful opportunity. Sorry, there was one manipulation over here. Sorry guys, there was some issue with the technical option. So today's our complete webinar is regarding towards the recent trend in robotics. So whenever if we just talk regarding towards the recent trend, so how it has been implemented with automation and how to design this particular automation over there. So for every kind of application we have some simulation oriented techniques. So how to do that and how to work it out with some of the embedded based automated robot. So before that I would like to introduce Pantech has been origined in the year of 2004. We have 7 branches and 100 plus employees. We have conducted more than 1200 workshops. We have crossed more than 150 webinars. We have our own R&D for conducting all the industrial projects. We also conduct faculty development programs, hands-on training workshops, internships and implant training, short-term courses, value-added courses, academic project training, customized design services at the state of R&D. We have been expertised in these domains such as Internet of Things, Artificial Intelligence, Embedded Systems and Robotics, VLSI, FPGA, TMS processor, image processing using OpenCV as well as MATLAB, network simulation wired or wireless, power electronics, electric vehicle, big data, data analytics, Internet of Things, Python, Android application development, data image text mining, cloud computing and mobile computing. So among these technologies we have seen especially regarding towards how each and every emerging of technologies has been done over here. Each and every technology plays a major role whenever we just want to work it out. What kind of work, in the sense it will be just developing with the help of electronics. So generally robotics initially has been started with the help of based on the gear systems whatever we are using it as for free of working or free motion controls. Later on it has been powered up with electric motors, then it has been powered up with electronic motors, then automated with the help of electronic microcontrollers. So this is nothing but the some evolutions. So generally if we want to work with the robotics, we want to know the motor specification, angle calculation, we should be aware of the particular application which they have to be implemented, and similarly we have to just look wherever the particular circuits or where the particular environment the robot should be used, and finally we have to just design the structure of the particular robot. So what are the famous robot companies that has been available all over the world? So those are nothing but Robot Bosch, Boston Dynamics, ABB. So like this kind of different robots, they will be continuously producing it. So whatever we just see regarding towards the ABB, only some of the market, especially within our India. But if we just look for the worldwide, definitely these are the number one robotic analyzers among the world. So according to the robot, what if we speak in the sense, I can just give you an example of Boston Dynamics. So that is the latest artificial intelligence based robot. So it can able to carry more than 170 kilos, and at the same time it is in the performance of an animal. The structure whatever it is walking or look like an animal, they have been implemented the voice input as well as it also has camera with image sensing, all kind of applications. So based on that particular owner's task, it will be able to perform all the tasks that has been assigned to it. It is also able to pull the load so that we can also use it for some kind of loading and unloading options. Definitely the robot cost will be high only, but I have not analyzed the cost and all, but this is the function regarding towards the robot. Because whenever if we go for this kind of robot oriented applications, many of them will be thinking it is a separate technology. So by combining all the technologies only, we will be able to work it as a robot. Similar like a Navo robot, it is a Japanese robot, and this particular robot is size of 2 to 3 feet. whereas it will be definitely looking like a toy, but it can recognize whatever we speak. It can also speak in return, and it cannot be able to work as a performance task or like that, but whereas it will be helpful for some of the assistants. So just as a trial robot only they have made it. Similarly, if we go for another kind of robots, no, normally Indian does not involve in making of robots, where they have many of the standalone robots in industries, especially in automobile industry. And similarly, if we go for this kind of robotic functions, we can just move it on towards foreign countries like Japan, German. So these both are highly involved in technologies as well as implementing of different kinds of robot. Similarly, one of the robot famous is nothing but Sophia robot. This is also one kind of artificial intelligence based robot, which is have a structure as well as the characteristics of a female. So just they were representing a robot how it will be in a fully humanoid development, which normally we have seen in many of the robot movies. So why they have been implemented? Just to research regarding towards the artificial or combination, how it will be possible. Definitely they took more than 2-3 years just to develop it. Still now it is under research only. They have not completely developed. It is a partial developed. Even there was also one interview at Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai, by bringing their robot, and it was able to just communicate with the particular students regarding some multiple questions. So if you are just willing to research regarding that, you can just check in the YouTube videos as Sophia robot at Indian Institute of Technology. So you can just phase it out how the AI is working with a particular robot. Even that robot also can be able to walk in the particular style, and the most interactive or the highlighted portion is nothing but the unbelievable speech response. So how they are going to implement it, so that is one kind of advantage. But most of them are creating the robot only to reduce the burden of a human work, like especially in industries, they will be just fixing the robots. So the task of the robot is nothing but to either to load or unload the materials, and similarly we can also use it for drilling, because if we just pinpoint with the help of laser targeting, the robot will be able to just paint the particular place, and similarly the robot will be able to drill the particular holes. For example, definitely if you are just imagining it as a car manufacturing industry, so the first stage they will be fixing the engine, then coming with the chassis, and similarly we will be fixing that steering wheel, seats, then finally the body, everything will be fixed over there. So this and all considered as a step by step manner. So for fixing the wheels with that particular axis and all, definitely we need some more power, and it cannot be completed as fast as possible. Still now I did not change the slide, bro. And generally if we go for this kind of application, we have to just know how fast the particular robot is working on. Generally this tires and everything will be fixed with the driller robot, and using the driller robot it will be just able to tighten it within span of seconds. So the particular seconds is not cannot be said as a some kind of application over there, but it is a time management. So regarding to the time management, and it is very easy, so that they will be just implementing that particular place as robot. Similarly for painting, because whenever we paint there are some chances to be just go outside the boundary, but whenever this particular machines do, they don't have any chances. With the help of that laser pointing, they will point wherever that particular area has not been painted in a neat manner. It's not a quick, it can also be said as a fantastic finishing. So this kind of technologies only we will be using it in robot. So what are the different types of robot that are available in the world? Those are nothing but manipulator and mobile robot. Washing machine cannot be said as a robot, it is an automated machine. Because it doesn't have any of the physical movements other than rotation of the drum. But whereas this robots, what and all I have said, they have physical movements. They think according to the task which has been provided, then only they will be able to perform. So the manipulator, it is nothing but it can be said as a robot that stands at a place and does only the particular task. So for this robot, you cannot see some of the multiple tasks over there, whereas only single task like painting, drilling, and at the same time just loading and unloading some of the heavy materials. So this and all some of the applications that has been provided towards the manipulator. This manipulator is also known as standalone robot. They won't be able to move from one place to another place, whereas they can lift n number of weight according to the motor that has been provided. So this cannot be related to our motors like a washing machine or conveyors in that way. They are just doing the target or the task which cannot be changed at all. It is a particular task that has been applied. But whereas for this robot, we can change the task with a minute programming change or based on the application. So this kind of materials can be reused and replaced as so easy as possible, whereas the home appliances cannot be done in that way. It comes under the home appliance. What is the difference between machine and robot? So nowadays the major difference is nothing but if you just switch on the fan, it will know to rotate. But whereas that can be said as a machine, but for robot we will be able to just make it as a control, and we can make it as a pure assistance. So that is the most highlighted difference between the robot as well as machine. Even robot is part of a machine. Moreover, it is not a particular kind of department or like that. It also comes under the machine only, like as assistive machines. Yeah, without mobility only, this also will be performing the task, but we can manipulate it according to the user's requirement, whereas your washing machine cannot be manipulated according to your requirement. So that's why it is easy to program and change the manipulation. And this particular structure, the only fault is nothing but we cannot move from one place to another place. But whereas we can manipulate the working of the particular robot. That's why it is named as manipulator. JCB structure is like a manipulator, but its function completely changes whenever it goes for that application. Raspberry Pi and Arduino board is used to make robots. Yeah, the embedded automation and robots can be made with these two kind of controllers. So this particular examples of manipulator robot is nothing but forging robot, assembling installation, blocking road for car park, robotic arm. So this and all can be said as a major robotic applications, especially for manipulator. Yeah, definitely it can be changed according to the user's task. For example, Here itself we have a number of applications, right? The four applications are there. One is forging and assembly installation, blocking road for car park, and robotic arm. And among this assembly installation, whatever I have said for that particular oriented applications in car manufacturing industry or automobile industries, blocking road. So whenever you just go for that toll gate, one particular block is given automatically, right, until you pay that amount. So that is nothing but known as blocking road. Similarly, the robotic arm, it is very famous in DIY robots and all. So this particular robot is used to just lift and place or to do any of the application similar to assembly installation and all, but this application can be changed as easy as possible. Even this manipulator also can be converted into a mobility robot with the help of some wheels and all. But why they are not implementing this kind of robots? Not only regarding towards the application, it is very difficult to provide the mobility power range for that, because these manipulator robots are much heavy than you think, because these are mostly used to more than lift more than 100 kilos, or some of them are more than 90 kilos, like that heavy weights, around of 500 kilos, like that robots are there. So definitely whenever we are going to designing, you can see what will be the parameters of each and every robot application. The coding given to the robots are mostly C, and nowadays they have started to implement with Python. So generally if we go for this kind of structure, it definitely changes according to the application whatever we use. So robots can be easily manipulated according to the usage. So never combine the automation appliances as well as the robot. Yeah, forging robot is nothing but it is a normal pick and place robot only. So within this pick and place robot, where it is implemented towards some particular applications. For example, in an industry which is preparing a hammer, so it is very difficult to manufacture an hammer by showing the heat towards that particular iron metal, and one person will be beating, but that person will be able to hold it because of the vibration. So to hold like that, or to escape from the heatness that has been passed through the metal, so to avoid that kind of accidents only, they have using the forging robot. This is a rarely applied robot. Arduino Droid code. It is not that Arduino Droid code. They are, some of the softwares are supporting the platforms. Okay, even Arduino can be done using Kale Vision also. At the same time, even PIC can be done only with the help of PIC microcontroller software. Similarly, ARM also can be only done with the help of Kale's Microvision 3. Sorry for this. So whenever if we go for this kind of application oriented functions, generally the coding part mostly used for robotics or embedded systems are C type only. Embedded C. These are commonly known as embedded C. The platform will be changing, like some of them may be using Arduino compiler, Kale compiler, PIC compiler. So these are all some of the functions. Example of robotic arm. It is mostly used in industries just to lift the heavy materials. So this is also a same standalone robot only. Just I think I can show you this particular image. Yeah, so I hope you are able to see this particular image. So this is nothing but known as the robotic arm. That is robotic arm. Okay, then let us move on towards mobile robots. So whenever if you are going towards the mobile robots, it is completely used for just moving from one place to another place, such as legged robot or wheeled robot. Among this, wheeled robot is the most famous robot whichever we have seen among this particular applications. So this wheeled robot can be used in many of the household appliances like vacuum cleaning robot with the help of remote control. The remote may be IR or RF. So regarding towards a particular application, you will be able to just send the data, and after completing the particular cleaning sections, you can remove that dust bag from this particular robot, and it will also automatically go and sit within its particular place. So generally this kind of vacuum cleaning robot can be done with the help of lidar, IR sensors, and based on this particular tracking only it will be able to clean and each and every place. It just does not look for the dust and all. Even that kind of function can also be implemented over there, but here the main implementation is it is able to self map by itself. So where the particular hall or bedroom, kitchen, everything can be mapped with the help of lidar, and using that technique we will be just fixing the particular vacuum cleaner. That vacuum based motor or pump will be fixed over the robot, and therefore we will be just sucking all the dust what and all been down over there. So for that kind of application the wheeled robot are used, and legged robot are rarely used. It is very rare among the working of the legged robot, because this legged robot takes more time just to move from one place to another place by moving its legs or changing the angle position anyway. The controlling can be done such as based on voice control or remote control. Everything is possible. Where while compared to legged robot, wheeled robot is little bit faster. So when the wheeled robot gets slows down based on the load whichever we have given, or if we have given an inappropriate motor according to the load, therefore only we can say that the wheeled robot is moving in slow condition. The example for wheeled robot can be said as Mars rover robot. For legged robot, I am not sure with any of the example, but the legged robot will be looking in this way only. I am not unable to get the question such as camera stabilizer use a robotic arm. I am not clear with that. Yeah, Bluetooth controlled wheeled robot is also possible. Controlling legged robot with the RF control or voice control is possible. Yeah, there are many different types of robots over there. Some of them will be creating with fins, but now they are not just trying it for the flying robots. It is just a concept, because each and every fins or wings like that kind of functions, it is very difficult to implement it. They are not achieving their efficiency whatever they are getting. Yeah, major components now we will be seeing regarding that. Legged robot can be mostly used for mining purpose. The yeah, one good example for legged robot, Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics is a legged robot. It is faster while compared to other robots. Just search it as Boston Dynamics. Atlas robot doesn't have any of the application over there, like Boston Dynamics. So why the Boston Dynamics got famous in the sense they have created an application like an assistance for multiple purpose. Those are fire resistant, water resistant, and they can pull heavy loads. They obey the user's command on voice. ARM controller is the best board for making robot. So these are nothing but known as mobile robots, walking robot and rolling robots. So whatever just explanation given, it is written in the form of points. So the components, if we go for each and every robots, therefore the components are manipulator, end effector, actuator, sensor, controller, processor, software. So whenever if you go for this kind of a particular manipulator, end effector and all, these and all mainly regarding towards the body structure. So according to the application or the structure of the robot, it often changes. So this manipulator is known as the joining link of each and every part. End effector is nothing but according to the application, each and every robot structure gets changed. For example, whatever I have said, the lasers painting or a drilling robot, for this and all, at the end they will be just fixing the drilling motors or spray guns, and similarly welding robot, they will be just fixing the welding torch at the end. Then actuators, these are known as the motors that you use to make the robot in a swift manner, so it will be able to flexible in a 360-degree side, and it can be able to rotate in any ways according to the requirement. And at the same time, mostly they will be using stepper motor and servo motor only. DC motors are very rarely that has been used for robotics. So if you go for the sensors oriented, vision, touch, speech synthesizers. So touch in the sense it may be regarding any of the functions. Just to with the help of the touch button we will be able to pass the commands. Vision, it is none other than but camera. Speech synthesizer, nothing but mic, the robot which is used to control with the help of voice. So for that they will be using the speech synthesizers. And for alternative this kind of particular sensors only, they have just started to use machine learning, deep learning and AI. So with the help of the sensors, more accuracy will be able to obtain. Yeah, some of the sensor and actuator we will be able to work or develop the robot, like line following robot can be done. End effectors are nothing but what are the applications of the robot, and according to the application its complete or the end structure will be changed. For painting we will be placing the spray gun. For drilling we will be fixing the drilling machine, and similarly for lifting we will be converting into robotic arm. So like that kind of changes can be made. There is no use of to change that entire robot itself. We can just change only the end part of the robot. Asimo is mobile robot. The robots which can be able to move from one place to another place is said as mobile robot. So these are the most common sensors that can be used for robot. Only the Mars rover robot that has been sent towards the Mars planet will be containing all these kind of sensors, because the reason to send that particular robot itself to analyze the Mars environment only. So for that they require light, sound, heat, chemical force, object proximity, physical orientation, magnetic and electric field and resistance. No, DC motor and stepper motor are entirely different. DC motor will be working only with the help of gears and coils. The stepper motor will be working in the form of step by step angle. So with the step by step angle, we will be able to just increase the speed, and at the same time we can also acquire the heavy load. So if you just compare the size of DC motor and stepper motor, both will be same, but DC motor won't be able to just get the what to say even at 5 kilo of load, but whereas stepper motor and servo motor has the capacity to approach the 5 kg, and the size is more smaller. Even power consumption also is better while compared to DC motor. Asimo is made by Honda. Another example of legged robot, if you all have seen that Indian movie or any of the robot movie in Hollywood, that is the example whichever I have seen. And the most highlighted one is nothing but Boston Dynamics only. It is the fastest and latest technology applied over robot. So similarly, if you want to work with a particular motor as well as controller, definitely we require motor driver. So for that motor driver, this is the one of the best motor driver whichever we have used it. So this is nothing but known as L293D. So why we are using motor driver in the sense, from controller we are only available to get 5 volt. So with the help of 5 volt, definitely this motor won't be able to run in accurate speed. So to increase the particular speed of the motor, we can use this motor driver so that we can provide external energizing supply for that. So this is nothing but the configuration of IC, and this IC is nothing but known as L293D. Similarly, we can use ULN2003 and L298 driver. So these are some of the basic embedded applicate robot like obstacle avoiding robot. So if in front of the particular sensor, by measuring the distance, if it finds any of the obstacle over there, definitely it will be stopping. So therefore it won't be able to collide with the particular obstacle. So this kind of application is mostly used in autonomous cars. So the working of ultrasonic sensor is nothing but it has two parts. One is trigger as well as emitter. So the trigger will be emitting the ultrasound waves, and based on the particular emission, whenever it gets hit over towards a particular obstacle, therefore it will be able to receive the signal, and by receiving the signal only they will be able to calculate the distance. So for distance, mostly we are using the same kind of formula only, such as distance equal to time into speed. So based on that particular calculation only we will be measuring the distance, and therefore we can also convert into centimeters. Normally the ultrasonic sensor, particularly this model HCSR04, will be able to measure nearly around 200 to 250 centimeter as accurate functions. If you want to measure more than this kind of range, definitely you can go with LiDAR. With the help of LiDAR technology, it is also possible to measure the distance in meters, and at the same time it is also possible to measure in the form of mapping. 3D mapping can be done. Painting robot is a manipulator robot. Not that unemployment. Generally, each and every employee should get upgraded according to the technology. So whenever if they get upgraded towards the technology, definitely there won't be any of the unemployment, because once if they fix the robot, definitely there should be one particular service engineer for each every 5 robots. So like that, if they kind of labor is required in the sense, definitely it is needed. So until unless if they try to upgrade their knowledge regarding any of the technology, definitely it is very difficult to survive in this industry world. Yeah, ultrasonic sensors are better than infrared. After this live webinar, definitely this video is available over YouTube itself. You can just take it from here. The complete video will be available. So next is nothing but line following robot. So this particular line following robot can be prepared with the help of controller as well as without the help of controller, but definitely we require that particular motor driver IC and IR sensor. So based on this particular robot is nothing but to just follow the line, and definitely these kind of robots are used to port some sort of heavy materials from one place to another place, so that they won't be get deviating, and definitely they will be just following only this particular line. Similarly, for cleaning purpose also, some of the robots can be used to move within this particular line. So this is mostly used in industries. I'm not sure who is father of robotics, but the technology used in robotics are nothing but embedded as well as AI, embedded combined with artificial intelligence. So in order to turn left and right for line following robot, this is the particular application. So definitely they have two sensors over there. So based on the sensor's direction, the particular position will be changed. Sensors can work in both analog as well as digital, especially this IR sensor. For line follower robot application, it is better to go with digital. Ultrasonic provide ultrasound waves, which is normally present in bats, blue whale, dolphins, but whereas infrared provides infrared waves. The use of ultrasound waves is to detect the obstacles only. It is also used in ships and submarines and all, to detect the obstacle under the particular object. And similarly, infrared is just used to communicate between one sort of system to another system, especially our TV remote. And at the same time, infrared rays are used to provide night vision cameras. Another example, there is only one good example, TV remotes. There is no such examples for IR sensor. That is the most application. And during this COVID, you can see that infrared thermometer. So IR's applications are limited, but it is widely used in some of the famous or daily usage items. I'm glad that daily you will be using your TV remote, and nowadays you are able to see that infrared thermometer, which is like contactless for checking the body temperature. So similarly, how to simulate this kind of huge robots? It can be done with the help of offline programming robot. So all this kind of simulators can be applied over here. So this is the software known as RoboDK. So the version I am using it is a free version, not free version, trial version. The paid version is little bit costly. So with the help of this online library, we will be able to just select the robot whichever we need. So these are all some of the small robots. The small robots, why I am saying in the sense, not with the help of size, based on the payload. The maximum load of each and every robot can be done only with the help of 8 kgs and all. But the weight of the entire robot is 276 kg. We can filter it. So here payloads. Here I am giving the payloads as 800 kgs. So these are all the exact payload higher version of robot, especially Fanuc, Kuka, ABB. Mostly Kuka only will be providing more than 1000 kg payload. So here we can download this particular robot towards our work area. Is being downloaded. So now you can see just what is that particular function over here. So each and every parts can be moved. So this is nothing but the Cartesian log just for analyzing the x-axis and y-axis of each and every robot. So here you can see how the particular robot module is there. So this is nothing but Kuka KR 1000 L 1300 Titan. So this can be embedded with the help of Python coding. So here you can see that particular Python script that can be written over here. So whenever you download and install this particular software, you are able to function it off. PID controllers, depending upon the application, they will be using it, not for all robots. Similarly, there are some examples for this kind of robots, like so this is nothing but a car rim function. So here you can see how the car rim is being fixed over the particular robot. So it is craving that particular rim. So this is nothing but an example of manipulator robot. So here this part is known as end effector. ROS can be implemented only for lidar based autonomous robots, not for this kind of manipulator robots. CATIA software is used for 3D designing, whereas through that you won't be able to simulate any of the robots and all. But this is nothing but a RoboDK. Here it is particularly used for simulating this kind of robot. This is very rare kind of application. Yeah, just you can download it from RoboDK website itself. Simulating of mobile robot, it is not possible. Because mobile robot prototypes can be easily made with the help of Arduino. So these are all some of the softwares regarding towards it. So similarly, there are many robots that can be prepared with this. Wood engraving using remote. Yeah, thanks for your valuable comments, sir. The most difficulty in creating a robot, it is you have to get the output whatever we have imagined or according to the target. If we didn't receive the output, then that's all. Definitely we will be get tensed over there. How can you make this animated type of design? Definitely there will be courses regarding this. So according to the courses, there will be some diplomatic courses for designing robots and all. It can be applied. So I hope now everyone has gotten some idea regarding towards the recent trend in robotics and functions. And within that next robotic application, I will try to show the Boston Dynamics if it possible or if it is available. Mostly it is available. I will try to show you as soon as possible. If you have any queries or requirements regarding any of the webinars, you can just contact us. So I hope everyone has enjoyed with this particular demonstrations. And once again, I thank RYMEC College, the mechanical department, for providing this wonderful opportunity to show the offline programming robot concept. Yeah, sure. So definitely we will be meeting with the next technology. Thanks to all participants who have supported us. So thank you all.